So what is going on, guys? My name is Paul, also known as the Northman, and here we are looking at my tactic, which has just won me the treble for the 5th time in my series. I have been developing the tactic, altering it, just them minor adjustments bit by bit each season, and I feel like at the minute the tactic is set up how I would like it to work and how I would like it to play out. Now, adjustments through this tactic will be needed when you download it because it does depend on the players you have available. A prime example here is my central defender, who is a no-nonsense central defender, and that is because he just doesn't have the ability to play as a normal, natural central defender. But the tactic is a 4-5-1. Goalkeeper on just normal goalkeeper. Now I have my wing backs on attack. I want them to get forward. I want them to overlap. I want them to create things. Two central defenders. I have a ball winning midfielder on support. And that means that he offers assistance forward as well as defensively. Central midfield on support, again, he is offering assistance offensively and defensively. Now I also have the ability for games where it's against a tighter opposition to do this, and what we do is bring in two ball winning midfielders. Now they work really well together, and the ball winning midfielder on support almost runs pretty much similar to how a central midfielder on support would. The only difference is in that final third, the ball winning midfielder will just drop at the last minute and just prefer to offer support instead of getting onto the edge of the box. I have an inverted winger on attack. He is always getting in behind, offering an option at the back post for my winger on attack on the right hand side to put them crosses across. And then we have Kalberg in attacking midfield. Now he is on support. Now the reason he's on support is when he's on attack, he is getting into the zone of the inverted winger and the striker too much, and he's ended up bringing a defensive player with him, which is then causing an overload of opposition in them areas and stopping the ability for the inverted winger or striker to score. And Ezeke as a pressing forward because I want him to be closing down, stopping the opposition being able to play once they cross our pressing line. Instruction wise, we are playing slightly more direct passing because I do want to go defence, midfield, attack, goal. Now, direct passing doesn't mean goalkeeper to attacker. It means normally you are going one pass into defence, another pass into midfield, another pass into attack. You do have the ability to go one pass from defence to attack, but quite often slightly more direct will mean defence to midfield to attack, goal. We are playing slightly higher. I do want to, when we get the ball, play with a good tempo. We play now to defence because I do want to make sure we don't just boot it along first kick. So we will quite often go across to one defender to another, then in the midfield. And like I said, we have overlap on left and right because I do want to get my wing backs forward. Now we have low crosses on them because that is drilling that ball in between the penalty spot and the 6-yard line, and it's really, really good to give the ability for the inverted winger to come in and finish as well as the striker to come in and tuck it home. It's also a really good tactic when you don't have a 6'4" striker who is there to knock in the headers. Now I do have a striker called John Fredrickson on the bench. When he comes on the pitch, he is a target man on attack. So the alteration I will make there is floated crosses, and he does score a lot of headers due to that. So make sure you do adjust this tactic depending on the striker you are using. If you do have a target man, adjusted floated crosses, the tactic will use pretty much exactly the same. Now in terms of in transition, I get at them. I really do get at them. So we do have a counter press. When we lose the ball, we do chase that down. Now when I have the target man on, I will remove the counter press. Now when possession has been won, I do counter. That remains no matter who the striker on the pitch is. And for my goalkeeper's distribution, we are told to distribute to centre-backs. That is due to the fact that his passing is so low. When he's playing them long clearances, it's just gifting the ball back to the opposition again and again. So to prevent us gifting it back too much, we do go to distribute to centre-backs. Now in terms of my lines, I do have a much lower defensive line. Now in some examples coming up, you will see that does not mean we are sitting too low, but it just means we're sitting low enough that we are stopping the opposition getting them long balls in behind. So we have a much lower defensive line and a mid block. I did have it accidentally set to low because I was testing something in a game we've just played, but generally it is much lower. I do have get stuck in on. It does mean a lot of yellow cards and the odd red card, but the issue I have is when you have that removed, I find my players just watch the opposition walk by. They don't even do anything and just let them attack. Now, individually wise, inverted winger is a set instruction for that player. The reason it's an individual instruction is because I do have my backup winger is left-footed. So when he comes on the pitch, he's set as just a standard winger. So when you see individual instructions, that is normally due to that specific player and maybe his backup being a totally different type of player. But if I put a left winger on compared to an inverted winger, it makes no difference in terms of the setup for the rest of this tactic. Now what I want to do is head over to some examples from a game we played, just so you can see how I like this tactic sets up, how I like how it works. But one thing I do want to point out is this tactic has just made me win 26 of 27 games. So just a reminder of that, that's a very successful tactic. And we also did win the Cup, and we also won the Super Cup this season, which we've done for, 5-6 seasons in a row now. And we are picking up victories and results in Europe. We've won 1 and drew 3 of 6 games as a team from the Faroe Islands in the Europa League. Now, in terms of why I like this tactic, it looks very, very solid. And I just feel like I have players in the correct positions to support, to intercept, to work together as a team, to help each other. And you can defend and transition into the attack in a very solid looking formation. So if we do open up the play now, and we have the EpiPen active ready just to show you with a couple of points here. So as we're playing through here, if we just pause it now. So we've now counted now. We have the ball. Samuelson's had it. He's gone inside here to Kilberg. Now you can see you have a good solid team. So there's my back four for starters straight away. There's my back four lined up. There's my ball winning midfielder. And there's my central midfielder on support. So now my central midfielder on support is next to the referee. So he's pretty much free to bomb on and support my striker. My inverted winger stroke inverted forward, depending on who's on this wing, is free to basically run in behind here. Like, no issue straight away. You've got my fullback on the overlap as well. You've got my fullback here, which is probably the easy pass. If Kalberg cuts in on his right foot and plays that pass down the line there, he's completely free and he is available. So as we run it on, decision making from Kalberg is an issue here. He goes back to the defender, who then just pumps it forward. The wrong play, I do agree, but as we recycle play, it is the inverted winger who actually does end up getting the shot away in this highlight. So as this highlight starts here, it starts from their goalkeeper, and if we again just open the pen, we're very scrumped up here. So this is our back four, this is our two central midfielders, this is our attacker midfield, and this is our striker. So it is a very, very tight looking midfield at the squad, whole team, whole 11 at the minute. Goalkeeper's on the edge of the box as well, so if the ball does come over the top, he is there just to pick it up. But if we run the ball forward, they play out from the back here, and we do then push forward to then start to press. They've crossed the line of engagement. Now what I would say is our defensive line is set to much lower to stop the balls over the top, and this is a prime example of they've played the ball over the top. Straight away we've dropped deep. Straight away we have dropped deep to mop up play and just head it back to the goalkeeper. And we have gone from maybe them having an opportunity to create something to us mopping up play very, very quickly. And again, you can see, if we activate the pen, we very clearly can see our line of defence. Now, he is deeper because he has just headed it back. There's our central midfield. There's our three. There's our attacker. So you can always pick out where the players are on the pitch. Now again, if we run it forward, Klassen's dropped for the ball. Our other central defender's dropped, and Kamara in midfield has dropped as well as the third option. So they've won the ball. They are now on the attack. They're on the attack. It's played in, but we do make the save again, and we are still in control of the game. Now here you see we are going to actually get a goal from their goal kick. So if we click play, as this ball starts off, it's a long ball forward. We win the header, and boom. So we've picked it up, and what happens straight away, we've got our right back, who is set to overlap. So he's going to offer some support. You've got Samuelson bombing forward. You've got our ball-winning midfielder who is in a good, solid position here. If we do refresh this here, you can see he has all of this to bomb into and nobody around him. You've got this player here, but he's going to have to go and address the ball. So we are completely free here for the counter-attack. You can see Kalberg plays it forward into ZK. Now, a lot of people will say they don't like the ball midfielder because it doesn't offer the support. Here he is. Here he is, getting forward into this open space, attacking the defender. Now, he will just offer the support, and you will find probably that's the run Kalberg's going to make, if not that. Personally, I would like him to make this run. I would like him to drop and just sit here. I would like Kalberg to go here. And I would like him, Kamara, our central midfielder, to make this run in behind the number 5. Then you've got our inverted winger making this run here. Samuelson making this run. So let's run it on. And I should probably delete that. Let's run it on. Let's see exactly how this play runs out. So he goes back to Kalberg. And then plays it to Samuelson. But as we pause it, what has happened is what I said I wanted to happen in terms of this is our inverted forward, who I said I wanted to bomb on. Our right back has offered support. Haig has stayed in this position here, which I can make a beautiful little circle where I want him. Then you've got Kalberg, who is an attack midfielder on support, has just dropped into the same position as Kamara. Now, do I like that perfectly? No. But what I find is when I set him to attack, he's causing issues here and making it too crowded. Now, having 2 people on the edge of the box if the ball is cleared is not the end of the world. So that's a situation I'm willing to accept that sometimes happens. But what happens here, if we run the play on, you will see the ball ends up in the back of the net. So hopefully this tactic is one for you. Like I say, we've won 26 of 27 games in the league this season. We've won the Cup and the Super Cup. We pretty much winning 24, 25 games the last couple of years as well in the league. The odd tweaks to it has really made it such a dominating tactic. I will upload the tactic with both settings, with the midfielder on support and the ball winning midfielders alongside each other. So make sure you give both a go. I do have a standard tactic as well, so I'll upload both of them. And hopefully, between these 2 tactics, you will have a successful time. Let me know how it goes. I've been Paul, also known as the Northman, and I'll see you next time.